What is going on, everyone? This is Manny from BackCourt Violation, hitting you with another video. So these next few videos are going to be different than what I normally do. It's going to be the first of an 8-part series. We're going to be going over the matchups of the NBA playoffs, the Western and Eastern Conference Finals. So before we get into that, though, I just want to give a huge shout out to the amazing Mets. They are off to their best start in franchise history at 10-1, and honestly, guys, it's just been great to see. They are not that good all the time, so when they are, I try to take advantage. I'm not trying to get caught up in the hype, but, we were getting no hit through, 6 innings the other day, and we still won that game, so if they can keep this momentum up, man, I would love to see what happens in October. But without further ado, let's dive right into the first matchup we got. Tomorrow, the Raptors are going to be playing the Wizards, the Raptors being the 1 seed and the Wizards being the 8 seed, and honestly, if you would have told me before the season that the Raptors would be the 1 seed and the Wizards would be the 8 seed, I wouldn't have believed it. I would have thought that Cleveland or Boston would have been the 1 seed, but here we are. Toronto's the 1 seed, and I would have thought that the Wizards would have been 4 or 5 like they normally are. Maybe they slipped down to 6, and I could have believed that, but to be the 8th, I really can't believe it. I mean, even though John Wall was out for 20 to 30 games, still, I feel that Bradley Beal is comparable to Ray Allen back in Milwaukee and Seattle days. That's not a comparison you see thrown around a lot, but I mean, if you look back to Ray Allen's younger days, he wasn't just the 3-point shooter that we know him as. He was a driver, he was a dunker, and those are both things that Bradley Beal does well as well, on top of the 3. Now, diving into the matchup more specifically, honestly, guys, all the matchups in the playoffs this year are pretty competitive. And this being the first, I think, both the backcourts are tremendous. You got the Raptors have DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry, and the Wizards have John Wall and Bradley Beal. And if the Wizards can find some sort of chemistry before the game tomorrow, I was going to say playoffs, but they're here. Better be ready. If they can gel, just get it together real quick, then they can give the Raptors some trouble. I think in the end, Toronto's going to prevail. I don't see it going past 6 games. I think Toronto is winning regardless. I hate to say that, but I do love this Toronto team. DeRozan has always been one of my favorite players in the league. I like the guys that play the old school mid-range game. Like D-Wade has always been one of my favorite players, and that's coming from a Knicks fan. And DeMar reminds me a lot of like D-Wade. The floaters, the inside game, the not having a 3 at the beginning of his career. Now they've both kind of added one. DeMar is having his best season shooting 3s he's ever had, and he's just been nothing but great to watch this year. That being said, this is a good matchup because both the starting lineups could go well against each other. Like I said, you're going to have Wall on Lowry. You're going to have DeRozan on Beal. You're going to have Otto Porter on C.J. Miles. They're all comparable. Valanciunas on Gortat. And then what is it? It's Ibaka's going to be on Markieff Morris. So the Raptors win that one, and they also win Valanciunas on Gortat. But the other 3, it's just a toss-up day to day. So. And with the way the NBA is these days, where it's all backcourt, so they match up pretty well. This is going to be a matchup that has a lot to do with the bench. And I don't know if you guys have saw, but today there was just some news that Jody Meeks on the Wizards, he's suspended the next 25 games for the anti-drug violation. So he's not even going to be in the playoffs. And they're already thin at guard. And now they just lost another one, another perimeter, So I really like the Raptors bench. You got DeLon Wright, you got Fred VanVleet, you've got Norman Powell, all these guards that can just come in and kind of take the pressure off Lowry, because we know that Lowry has problems in the playoffs. Do I think that's going to happen this year? No, I don't. I think this is the year he finally gets it all together, and if he doesn't have a great playoff, he's at least going to be consistent and, you know, do his thing, and he's going to be playing the way he's been playing the whole year. And this Toronto team in a whole, I don't think is going to get scared. Like, you know, they fold in the playoffs. It's happened with the last 3 or 4 years with this team. Same with Washington. They've consistently got, you know, to the second round, or at least made it a matchup in the first round, but always getting bounced out. And, you know, truthfully, I think they're going to get bounced out again. I think the Raptors got this one in no more than 6, like I've said. Especially since they have home court advantage, and it is just, the atmosphere in Toronto is just crazy. The fans love it. You know, the culture is there. So, long story short, guys, you know, this is just a short video, you know, kind of breaking down what I think is going to happen. We're going to be doing more as the games go on. I'll keep you in tune to what happened in Game 1. But for now, you know, I've got, obviously, I think I've got the Raptors winning Game 1 and 2 at home. And I've got them winning the series in no more than 6. I think they can get it done in 5, but, you know, it is just so hard to count out John Wall and Bradley Beal. They are superstars. And, you know, this is what they are paid for, the playoffs. They got in here. Now let's show out. All right, guys, this is Manny from BackCourt Violation. Stay tuned. Next video coming up very soon. Have a good one.